right, so here's the thing. All those dominoes line up before. Who's ever done that before? Yeah, it's very satisfying looking at that. Today, we're going to talk about something that's a little similar. We're going to talk about a just so happened moment. Picture your life as little dominoes. You know, a lot of things have to happen in order for you to become the person that you are. And I've been here with you guys for a couple months. It's been awesome being here with you guys. And I wanted to share just a little bit more about myself. So I'm going to share some just so happened moments with you guys. And you'll see the person that I am today because of all the little things that happen in my life. When I think about who I am as a man today, I think about the people who have been around me, and I think about the opportunities that I've had. So I'm going to go ahead and skip the first decade of my life. Nothing really happened, okay? I'm just kidding. Lots of fun stuff happened. I watched a lot of TV. But when I was 10 years old, my dad married my now stepmom, and I got two sisters, and I already had a brother, so I got two sisters. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about sibling rivalry. I learned a lot about patience in long car rides from vacations. I learned how to have a lot of fun with very little supplies. I think you guys know what I'm talking about, but it made me who I am today. So, siblings. You know, they went to a different school than I did, but in 7th grade, I went to a different school, and I met this guy, and he invited me to an arcade. I don't know if you guys know what an arcade is, but you're probably pretty sure. They used to be everywhere. Now it's very hard to find one. But we went to an arcade, and there he introduced me to his youth leader. And his youth leader would eventually teach me how to play the bass guitar. He would invest in me. He would give me opportunities to play the bass guitar and lots of different things to be able to enjoy music and other things. So that makes me who I am. And it just so happened in 8th grade that I learned how to play the electric guitar. And into high school, I was in a couple of bands, and we were able to play lots of really cool places and some not so cool places. But all in all, I learned a lot and was able to develop my talents. But it just so happened that one of those places that I played was a talent show where my future wife was in the audience. Whoa. My future wife was in the audience. And she low-key stalked me for a couple months. But then eventually we became best friends. And so a couple months into the relationship, I accidentally said, I love you, and trust me, it'll happen to a lot of you guys. You'll say it and be like, oh no, I didn't mean to say that yet. Now, there's some couples that just say it way too early. I didn't really mean to say it, but I would grow to understand it a few years later and mean it a few years later as well. You know, in high school, we were both involved in clubs. I was involved in media productions and in theater, and we were both involved in our youth group. And so we got to learn from a lot of people who were more experienced than us and be able to invest in others as well. So we loved pouring our lives out and helping others succeed in what they're doing. You know, we ended up going to different colleges. I went to ASU, and eventually she would graduate from ASU, but she didn't start at ASU. And it was hard to kind of balance our schedule. And so our schedules were all over the place, but we had to fight for time to be together. We had to balance my band, we had to balance jobs, we had to balance school, we had to balance lots of just different opportunities that we had, but we fought for that time together. We were able to manage stress and anxiety and all that fun stuff. And when you get to college, you'll know what I'm talking about. Eventually, we both graduated, and in the same year, we both got married. And so that same year, or the year afterwards, we both bought a house, we got 2 dogs, and we both got jobs working and pouring our lives into students. And so both of us loved doing that. And so with that came balancing bills and, you know, medical bills and medical dog bills. Have you guys' dog ever been sick? It's really, really bad. My dog ate a sock, and $2,000 later, we got that sock out of there. And we were able to learn how to manage all that stuff. And then it came time in every couple's life when they say, hey, you know, we're both really good-looking people. We should make a good-looking human, right? And so we really wanted a baby. Unfortunately for us, it didn't come easy, and it doesn't come easy for a lot of people due to some medical conditions and due to some family issues that my wife had. We had 3 miscarriages. Yeah, it was really sad. And it was really hard to deal with, and it messes you up as a person a little bit, but it teaches you a lot. And so after 4 years of trying, we weren't even sure that we were going to have a baby. We didn't think it was going to happen. And so that kind of changed us into thinking, okay, well, what's coming next in our life? But it just so happened that one day, my wife saw a very random ad on Facebook for a fertility clinic in town in Scottsdale. And so we went to the clinic, and it almost seemed like right away the doctor knew what the problem was. And so within 6 months of therapy and medicine, we actually got pregnant on our very first try. And so we got pregnant with our daughter, Reagan. I've showed you guys a picture of her before. She's going to be 2 in January. So it's an amazing thing to look back on. But that brings us to now. You know, with all those medical bills and all those other things, I became a substitute teacher on the side because I love investing in students and we needed the extra money. And my sister, who actually works at this school, she talked to me about an opportunity about character development. I said, hey, I'm really interested. So I came down, I met with Mr. Gao, who it just so happened he was looking for somebody, and he met lots of dead ends along the way. But I'm here and I'm like, hey, I really like what you guys are doing, because I was able to meet some of the students, and I was blown away by how much you guys love your school. So this is a very, very special place. And if you don't realize that it's a special place, go to any other high school. You won't see the passion that you find here. So I wanted in on that. So all of this kind of brings us up to today. So what can I take out? This is who makes up myself, right? Even the hard stuff, even the miscarriages. If you try to take that out, what happens? It falls apart. So these just so happen moments, they make you up into the person that you're going to be. Even the hard stuff. The great stuff is great, but the hard stuff is great too, because it teaches you how to become the person that you need to be in the future. Peace out.